Hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. Sorry, I'm thinking. I think I want this deck too. Okay. Sorry. I have to think about it sometimes and decide which deck. And in fact, I want to start with that second choice. So this is a bonus general message. These are the ones that are not zodiac specific. Usually I start these out with an anecdote, something real that happened pertaining to my little dog. But what I will tell you guys instead is that yesterday I was really slammed. I was behind a little bit. I tried to do every zodiac, but I missed out on two of them. So they've already been posted today. That's Gemini and Sag. So if you guys are wondering why didn't they get a video yesterday, I just kind of ran out of oxygen. So you guys were the first today, and yours are posted. Also, Virgo was recorded yesterday, but came out like at super early in the morning because it took a long time to process. So if you were looking for those three, they are now up and available. What does it start out with? Goblins. Well, we could talk about it in the context of the things that bog us down in life. Sometimes those are the little goblins. Sometimes it's, I usually recall or refer to the problems like when things get bogged down, it takes forever to process a video. I'm like, it's the little tech gremlins or goblins or, the things that just kind of get in and they just make a little bit of a mess now and again. But the goblins could be anything that is troubling a character right now, anything that's bogging them down. And this could be a story that says maybe something will be just a little bit bogged down, but it's like, hang on, Sloopy, hang on, because it's coming through anyway, but it could be just a little slower to get there. That goblin card is number 5. Hi, everyone. Great to see you. Happy Monday, everybody. It could be that things are just going to take 5 extra days, 5 extra hours. 5 could be important. Now, that is a card of change. So this could also say we could have 5 days of trouble before things get better. We could have 5 days of distress, or this is the goblins that need to be addressed right now because there are things in the way. It either says there's already been problems or we're headed for a problem, but not the end of the world. It's just a goblin. It's not an ogre. Ogres are worse than goblins. We got a 6 of Cups. Okay, so if this is about soulmates wanting to get things on track, soulmates returning, or soulmates thinking nostalgically about the things that went wrong between them. Somebody could be having nightmares. They could be having dreams that are not so good. They could be dreaming about someone that they haven't dreamt of in a long time. And it could be because that person is either having problems or they're picking up on, someone else's energy and what's going on at a distance. Let me see. 8 of Pentacles. It is only because it looks like she's dreaming and sleeping here. I'm going to go ahead and say that there is perhaps coming through the dream state. There is a message about something that needs to be dealt with, worked on, fixed, resolved. Effort needs to be put in place. Let's just say having dreams about returning to somebody might be, wow, I wish now I realize that I'm bothered by what happened in the past, and I wish I was still talking to that person. I'd like to work on whatever it was that either tore us apart, or I need to work on something so I can return to them, or so we could have success again. But I'm not sure if we have a character who's picking up on someone else's emotions, or if this is their own, if they own the goblins. We got an 8 of Swords. Kind of feels like it's 2 of them. Okay, so we have kind of like this cobra here, and we've got somebody who's not got a lot of clothes on, hence me keeping my hands in strategic places. Lot of energy of being stuck. We got a double 8 there. And I was trying to figure out if it's which characters, overwhelmed by goblins. I kind of want to say, and I'm just going to say it because this is actually quite lovely. We have this blooming rose. We have the hummingbird, which, their wings move like a figure 8, like an infinity symbol. And the hummingbird is bringing in this ruby, and she sleeps on a diamond. She shouldn't be having bad dreams. In fact, it kind of looks like somebody might be having bad dreams about her, meaning they're missing her, meaning they're troubled because they are realizing their goblins that they haven't wanted to deal with are coming up, crawling up into their mind to say, hey, you do know you think of her like she's your diamond, she's your ruby. You do think of like love with her. I'm hearing that song, No Love Like That at My Door Anymore. Oh gosh. It's not the Clash. I don't think. I it's a British sound to me, but it's not, it might not be, it's just punk. But kind of the punk that came out of the British version, but it might be Violent Femmes. Anyway, I should know, I've seen them live, but I can't think right now. All I can hear is that song. Somebody is realizing that this got out of hand. They're thinking back to huge passion with that Eight of Swords. They are stuck on the passion. They're stuck on. I don't like the fact that there's a cobra that snuck up behind all of this. There's a sensuality to that Eight of Swords card, but we couple it with the cobra. What is that representing? Because I don't know if they did something wrong. The Chariot. So, you know, the cobra is deadly, right? But it's also mesmerizing. We have all these bones and we have this chariot, this need to move forward. I think that either someone is having the goblin effect, because what they're doing is they're remembering back to somebody that was really great, maybe somebody that loved them, somebody that was very like high quality person, a soulmate that back in the day, I'm willing to bet they were pretty toxic. They needed to quit being toxic. Maybe they needed to let go of a bunch of exes and they hadn't. Maybe this is like, I met the right person for me, but I was still dealing with or hung up on or tangled up with an ex. And in fact, this person is kind of in like a kind of like bondage on the Eight of Swords card. In fact, we have repetitiously like somebody in like a bunny costume. We got people in bikinis and stuff. I'm wondering if there's too many feminines. We have at least 3 on those 2 cards that have 8s on them. So I'm wondering if they were still dealing with multiple exes when they knew this amazing soulmate. And that is something where it's like, I wish I hadn't even met that amazing soulmate when I still had all those goblins. Maybe that's what the goblins were. And they're really thinking back to this though. They're thinking about her. It's like the comparison between somebody that was really like clean and fresh and this beautiful potential romance versus them kind of having their own toxicity and their own inability to let go of, I think, more than one ex. So it could have been like a culmination. They had a bunch of negative energy tangled up because of multiple toxic people they had dated, and they really hadn't cleansed their energy on any of it. And they should have. They should have left behind all the crap of the exes because they met somebody better. And I think this all already played out. I think they already had the chance to be with that soulmate, and they kind of blew it, is what it looks like. And they're bothered by this now. Why are they bothered by it now? Let me just ask. Why are they bothered by it now? We have got the 8 of Cups sideways, and we got the 4 of Pentacles upright. So they might be bothered by it now because, first off, they're in a very uncomfortable situation. Holding back from wanting to return to this soulmate is getting harder by the minute. If this were fully upright, I'd be like, oh, well, I guess they've just moved on from toxic behavior. It's giving them time to think about things, but it's sideways. They would like to return to the soulmate. Both of those cards speak of return, the 6 of Cups and the 8 of Cups, at least in this orientation. And this is really, I mean, they're spending more energy not reaching out to this soulmate than to just go ahead and do it. I don't know how long they're going to be able to stay in this plie. I'm thinking it's taken all their energy to refrain from reaching out. But at the same time, it's because they're so uncomfortable about what happened in the past. But it's also, they know so clearly, why didn't I move on with that soulmate? They were a gift to me. I met a new person who was clean and beautiful and wonderful. And instead, I kept dealing with exes. Did you deal with exes? Were you messing about still with an ex? Did you still have some kind of like, physical connection with an ex? Messenger of Coins, they were at least still contacting an ex when they met this soulmate. There was either they were still trying to work things out with an ex. So it does kind of look like they were running game in this storyline. Four of Swords. They said, I thought I was just trying to still talk to an ex so that I could heal things. It was like, I thought maybe I could close a chapter with an ex if I talked to them again. I was hurt by them. And so that's why I was still kind of talking to them. Did you see the self-control? I didn't say a word of what I was actually thinking. 10 of Swords, the Devil, but the guards did. Liar, crocodile, no. You were toxic. Character, you were toxic. The Devil is here. Your ex was toxic. You were toxic. You were trapped in their gilded cage. That is crocodile tears. You weren't, oh, but I was just wounded, and that's why I was still talking to them. Nuh-uh. You were obsessed with your toxic ex. Yes, it hurt. It's true that it hurt, but you kept seeking out that hurt and pain because you were trapped in it. You weren't really trying to heal, though. That's crocodile tears. It's that you wouldn't let go of the ending with the ex because you're still trapped in their web, or you wanted to keep them trapped in yours. Maybe you even met this awesome soulmate on purpose to hurt the ex to see if then they'd want you back. There's something here not okay because of that crocodile, and because we've got the Devil, and it's more complicated. So this person, they might have used an amazing, sweet, incredible, valuable, amazing soulmate as fodder to try to make a toxic ex jealous. And that might be why the goblins are here. And now the irony of all this is that they actually really want that amazing and beautiful soulmate. You know, here's the thing. If we step back a little bit and we say, okay, so we can understand it even if we can't say, well, yeah, no problem. That's cool. Because it's not cool. What they just did is not cool. There's nothing okay about this. But if they were still tangled up with the passion and the anger and all of that energy with a toxic ex, and it's over with the ex, but they want the ex to still want them. They want to one up the ex that maybe either cheated on them or something. Because like I said, that Eight of Swords was a very sensual card. We had too many people involved. Everybody was a little bit undressed. So I'm guessing that there was either something, maybe an unfaithfulness or something with their toxic ex, which meant that they're still ticked off over it. They're trapped in the, you disrespected me kind of energy. And so I'd like to somehow even up the score because I'm hurt. So I want to meet somebody new who's actually wonderful. And then I want to make sure that I tell you about it. I'm going to go back to my ex and I'm going to let him know that I'm with somebody. But it's not really because I'm happy to be with this new person. It's that I'm still engaging in the battle because I'm still actually stuck in the cage with the ex. And then what do you think the ex probably did here? I'm guessing the ex, being as toxic as they are, maybe just wanted to sabotage their new happy connection. Oh, you tell me you're with somebody new and you're happy and you wish me well. Let me reel you back in because I can play the game better than you can. 6 of Swords, 7 of Wands, 9 of Wands. Let me slow down your healing. Oh, you're moving on from me? No, you're not. I'll put up some blockages. 7 of Wands. Here's the obstacles. Oh, you're moving on. You're happy with somebody new. No, let's play some more games here. You're going to be healing. Let me slow down your healing. To me, that's what this looks like. They might have said, no, I was really just trying to close something out with an ex. That's why I reached out to an ex after I already met a soulmate. I think on one hand, though, that this dirty little game that maybe everybody played, them and their toxic ex and their own toxicity and their crocodile tears, they might have finally fatigued out of their own toxic patterns. And this might have actually still yielded the results of finally healing. But this took a long time. I think it took them down the route and back to being stuck on an ex again. Instead of having moved on from that toxic ex, they cycled right back in, and now they're playing games with the ex until finally they've reached rock bottom with that, until finally the real healing does actually begin. So on one hand, what I would say is maybe maybe this storyline had to play out even as ugly as it was because of the way this whole thing went, because of the way this whole, energy was presented. They honestly, if you're still trapped in a toxic function, it doesn't matter if you meet the most incredible love of your life, you're still toxic. You're still going to make toxic choices. So you got to get to the point where you're healed, or it was going to be sabotaged one way or another anyhow. The big thing is this person has recognized it at this point, right? The big thing it's been revealed, it's been shown to be this way. Okay, so let's go ahead and get another message on all of this. So the Fool is sideways. They still haven't figured out what to do. Are they going to try to come talk to this soulmate? Are they, now that they're finally dealing with the stress of everything that's actually happened, the things that needed to have changed, the reasons they behaved the way they did, how it took them away from the soulmate, that they now are fighting because they don't know how to come back to them, and they're trying to withhold coming back, just mail it or just text it or just reach out. But it's a letter. They're gathering their thoughts, they're putting their thoughts on paper, and they're going to suddenly probably just go ahead and just do it. It's just taking time. It's just taking time. 3 of Wands. And it may take time before they get a response. They're going to suddenly do it one day. I look at this as usually the span of time between 3 days to 3 months. In this case, it looks like 3 days. And it's on the 3rd day that they just go ahead and do it. But they may have to wait to get a response. It may take at least 3 days, or maybe it'll take 3 months before they hear anything in response. Page of Wands. They're definitely going to sit and stew and wonder if they made the right choice for a while. What's the message for this soulmate here? We've got the Star. We've got the shadow side, which is, again, it's looking at the devil and it's looking at healing. And we can see that it's almost as if whatever that letter contains, it very well might be that the soulmate realizes exactly what we've already described. Their head was a mess of distress and toxicity. They were a train wreck over what had happened with somebody other than the soulmate. They were perpetually being pulled back, looking over their shoulder to the devil. And it seems like the soulmate knows with this letter, this is their attempt to not only heal something, but their attempt to explain that. Look, they weren't in a place where they were good enough in themselves, healthy enough in themselves to be able to be with that amazing soulmate. This is them telling the soulmate, kind of like, you were above me. I was trapped in something very toxic. I was a mess. I'm trying to heal things with you by first telling you. Maybe they even realized, like, at that time, it's like they're saying, you were way too good for me. I was in something so messed up at that point in time. I was behaving in such a messed up way. I feel like the soulmate really understands what this message is, but I also think they understand that this is their attempt at trying to heal what had happened in the past. We never saw if the soulmate was unhappy or wounded by any of this. We can just see that this is something that there's comprehension, there's understanding coming through. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to go check on my pup. Lots of love to everybody. Take care, and I appreciate you guys. Lots of love. Bye for now.